Hey, hey, beautiful people. Come on, come on. Come on in. Welcome to Saturday Night Dialogues. Stingray! Sniper, can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, hit like and let me know for sure that you can hear me. Ah, thank you so much, Sniper. All right, all right. Good to see you, Stingray. We got a jam packed call tonight. Yo, yo. Hey, fast car. Y'all come on in. We're going to do something. We have a very special presentation tonight. We have something very special for all of you, and especially our founding members. Hey, Peterbilt Rider. Good evening. I recognize you. Awesome, awesome. Triple N again, number 7 on the like list. Thank you so much. Timothy, good question. That's a long answer, but Timothy, I'll say this. Uh, make sure what you make sure what you've come to believe is documented and to be very accurate before putting any faith in it. I'll just say that. Wow, Timothy, I love the fact you came out the box with a great question. Come on in, folks. Welcome in. Welcome in. So good to see you all. Yes. Good evening to you as well. Crushless. Hey Factory. That's a long name. I'm trying to figure it out. All right. Omar Rosario. Good evening. That's right. NYC. What part of NYC? And we love you as well, Melanie Manis. We love you as well. We love all of you. Nothing but unconditional love for all of you. I see you, Allis. Kathy DeVilla. Zach and Amber in the house. Our amazing power couple. Two amazing leaders in the tribe. The one and only Zach and Amber. Good evening, Kellis. Yes, come on in. Question is new babies here yet? When she comes in, someone let me know. Let me know. And folks, if you have any questions right now, let's go. Pop your questions in the room. Um, we are here to help you. This is not a place where if you ask questions, you're going to get kicked out, you're going to get blasted, you're going to get judged. Oh, the Boogie Down Bronx. Okay, what you know about Tremont Ave? What do you know about the 4 train? What do you know, Omar Rosario? What do you know about 161st Street? What do you know about Grand Avenue? The Boogie Down Bronx. All right. Great question, Frederick. What's your understanding of what's happening right now? Because that's how I can better answer your question. How's it going, fast car? So yeah, I really want to know the answer to the question that I asked of you, because your question was, are we any closer? What is your understanding of where we are right now? Any place, Ash, PD. Um, the question of asking where's the best place to take your dinar in the UK right now, nowhere, because the dinar is not international. But if you're asking about when the dinar revalues, that would be at any specific bank that exchanges currency in the UK. Once the dinar, and this, I'm gonna answer this question for anyone, anywhere, in any country. Whenever the values of the dinar or any of the currency begin to move up, as long as that particular financial institution exchanges currency, all of their systems will be updated at that time. So I'm not sure, Ash PD33, if you're asking now or when the dinar goes up in value. You may want to clarify that so I can answer your question if I didn't already. Yes, thank you, Alice. You wanna, folks? If you haven't joined the Telegram room, we'll drop the link at the um, end of the podcast because that's where a lot of your questions will be. Very true, Nina. Things are moving quickly. Uh, Controlled. Do we have to wait until the Iran war is over? I'm going to ask you, Control. Do we have to wait for what? One thing you'll learn about me, and the tribe knows, I like specific questions because a lot of the answers that you have that you want to your questions, you actually already know them. But I want to help to bring that out. Um, are all the countries going to? I believe you're asking RV their currency at the same time. A straight answer is no. And the reason why is because each country is on their own independent level. There are countries that are going to float their currencies versus Iraq will revalue their currency. But no, there's no and again, there's no quote unquote switch that'll flip and all countries will go at the same time. This is Forex. Forex currencies on Forex every single day in the trillions of dollars move up and down in value. These are countries that are all independent of each other. Will there be some countries that potentially their rates will begin to move at the same time? Yes, very, very much so. But not where there will be a switch and all will just go up at the same time because this is on trade, on the water. Different countries have different mechanisms. Different countries have different regulations and reforms. So, no is the answer to your question. And then again, did I explain that for you? Did you get an understanding better? Yes, thank you, Sniper, for throwing that in there for sure. Hallie Sally, I am one of our amazing founding members and one of our amazing leaders in the room. Okay, gotcha. All right, and then again, did I answer your question, or do you need more clarity? Okay, Nard Frank asked, can you explain on the redemption centers? Are they real? So where do we exchange from other individuals saying 1-800 no and redemption? And okay, um, Nard, I'm going to give you a quick homework assignment you can do right now. All right, Nard Frank 9308. What I want you to do, and anyone can do this. In fact, you know what? Let's do a group exercise. Anyone that's willing to do it right now, go to your search engine, whether it's Google, DuckDuckGo, whatever your choice is, type in Redemption Center near me. You know how you can type in, nearest hospital, nearest gas station, nearest grocery store? Type in Redemption Center near me. And then type into the chat the name of the Redemption Center, the very first one in your search engine. Do that for me. And then this is how we're going to answer your question, Nard Frank. CBI, external national banks. Yep, you got it, Timothy. Those are the international correspondent banks. We're going to touch on that tonight as well. The CBI made some more announcements regarding that. All right, cool. And again, I'm glad we answered your question. Exactly. CS, grateful to you. Exactly. But I wanted to get the answers himself. If people just our beautiful brunette grand in the building. Okay, I see Peculiar Ram. Our amazing Peculiar Ram, another one of our amazing founders and amazing leaders. Hickory, okay, Ty Too Pretty. Oh, Ty Too Pretty. So Hickory Recycling Center is the name of the redemption center that came up in your search engine. Gotcha. He's a piggly wiggly. But folks, anyone, all you have to do, everything is public information. If you want to know the nearest Chipotle, the nearest whatever, all you got to do is type whatever that place is near you. So type in Redemption Center near me. This is the RV exchanging of currencies. This is a public event. There's no secret places being built for a public event. Exactly. And then again, most people you're going to get recycling centers. And then again, would you like to redeem or exchange your currencies at that place, or a licensed institution that is regulated, has protection in place, has laws and reforms that they're governed by to protect your money? Or would you rather go to a place that's been supposedly being constructed for the last 20 years? I'm just asking. I'm not giving the answers. You all are intelligent enough to seek the answers yourselves. You just need someone like me to say, hey, why don't you take a look and you find out. Grease Monkey, how you doing? That's right. Participating banks, 100%. That's right. If you want I mean, just think about it. You are coming into wealth, and you want to make sure that when you take your currency to go and exchange it, would you not want it to be a place where they're licensed, that they're it's on the record, that they have laws that they're governed by, Basel III protection in place, capital requirements? There you go. You want a fiduciary. Thank you, Alice. You want licensed institutions? I know that there's been the talk for years of dangling the carrot over your head to say, hey, if you want higher rates, you go to this place. And I'm not going to go into depth on that. Many of you are very, very intelligent to ask these questions. Use your discernment. I know that could be a touchy subject, but it is what it is. Was your question answered? I forget. I think it was something Frank on redemption centers. Was your question answered? I see someone saying hello to String. I didn't see String. I guess Garlic String Bean is here. One of another amazing leader in the tribe. That's right, Alice. Yes, that's a good point, David. Because if that's why in our Telegram room we came up with the 8 steps, and one of the first ones is to make sure that you find a licensed bank, tier 1 specifically, that currently does currency exchanges, because they'll have not only a De La Rue, but also, I'm going to let you know something, David, and everyone else, when it comes to having your currency authenticated, is now with the technology, a lot of the banks that currently exchange currency, have you seen those ATM machines where when you put your currency in now, it automatically counts it and authenticates it? Same thing will be available. The same technologies in the banks for currency exchanges. Just like your U.S. dollar currency, you put it in in the machine. Not to say that this is what you want to do, but I'm just saying the technology exists now where some of the banks that may exchange your currency may not have a De La Rue machine. They may have other technology, latest technology, that can authenticate and count your currency immediately. But of course, absolutely, you're right, David. De La Rue. Hey, our funny farmer, Miss Nova Nickers. How you doing, young lady? Is new babies? I guess new's not in here. Alice, I am gonna ask for you when we're finished with the articles. I know you have an update with your contact with your bank. Judah's birthday is tomorrow. All right. Happy birthday to our amazing tribe of Judah. He's not snoring on the night with you tonight. Is he on a call tonight with you, Ram? Is he? All right, David. You no problem. Thank you, She-Hulk. Everyone, right? Yes. If you hit this, if you can hear me well, hit the like button and type in the chat where you from, where you from, where you here from. Oklahoma. All right. Kansas, Tampa, Oregon. Awesome, 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 awesome. We have a very, very special gift for everyone tonight, but especially our founding members. Again, everyone tonight, but especially our founding members. Louisiana. Wow, awesome. PA. Awesome. The sunny San Diego. There you go, Sniper. You got it, 100%. Wales, okay. Oh, and I'm glad you typed in again, Ash PD. On the on Goldilocks Global Banking News, the podcast, the YouTube channel here. You can go into the playlist, and we have people that from the UK that have shared their successful bank experiences based on what we've taught them in the UK. There's several videos. Go in there and just go to the playlist. And if you have any trouble with finding it, let me know. But I'm glad, folks. If you want to know, there's a lot of information on the YouTube channel for anything that you want to do. But also tonight, I'm going to announce something that's going to help a lot of you as well. That because in the Telegram room before we went to read only, my Lord, we were there literally 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and a lot of information. People became very educated, but once we went to read only, a lot of people aren't getting the access to real, factual guidance. And I'm going to announce something about that. I may have an idea about that as well to help some people. Illinois. All right. Welcome home. Welcome home, everyone. We welcome you all with love. As you all can see, we have an amazing tribe of beautiful people here that are willing to jump in, answer your questions, help you, guide you. Real people. Real people with real bank experiences that will be more than willing to help you here openly. None of that private. Oh, another thing, please do not DM our members in Telegram asking them personal information about their bank experience. We are an open book. Ask your questions open. Get your questions answered openly. Why? Because also that helps other people who want guidance to get that guidance as well. You may have a question that another person has, but if you get answered in private, they don't get the opportunity to learn openly. This is an open classroom. Are we waiting for the WTO? Waiting for the WTO for what specifically? Control 3CPO? For a specific country? For a specific currency? And control also, we're going to go directly to the WTO tonight, and that may also help answer your question. Absolutely. You got it, the beautiful Alice. Yep, we're going to answer that question tonight. The fourth working party. Okay, so what you're asking, I believe, is about Iraq. And the reason I'm asking you to be specific, Control, because there may be other people that are watching that have no idea what you're talking about. So if you're specific, it helps other people to learn as well, my friend. That's all. For those of you who are getting to know me a little bit, I have a certain style of answering questions, which is to help everyone, not just one person, just so that you're aware. Hello to you as well, Diane Harper. Welcome home. Okay, excellent, Control. There are we're gonna touch on that tonight regarding Iraq and the WTO, and the information that you're going to get should help give you the answer. See, because let me explain like this. Would you rather someone give you fish or teach you how to fish? Or would you rather give someone fish, or would you rather teach someone how to fish? We prefer to teach you how to fish so that you can have the information yourself and be able to thrive and survive without us. And you getting the answers for yourself empowers you. But the WTO is a major factor for sure for Iraq. And we're going to give you that. Your answers to your question will be answered tonight. Iraq has to release the rate before going to the WTO, correct? No. No. Iraq can't release the rate before they go to the WTO. And again, I'm glad you asked that question. South, you got a bunch of letters behind your name, but that question is going to be answered tonight too. We're going to the WTO tonight, so we're going directly to the source. So you're going to get your questions answered tonight regarding Iraq and the WTO, because we're going there. And yeah, we're going there. We're going right to the WTO. And you're going to hear it directly from the WTO and what Iraq is. And many people have been here, so they know the answers. A lot of people in the tribe. But for new people, you have these questions. We love them because that just helps us to help you and help others. Wally, our main man. Yes, indeed. Come on in, beautiful people. Peace, A.E. Williams. Come on in. Oh, okay, Dee and Dale. Awesome. Good to see our Dee and Dale. Haven't seen y'all in a long time. Okay, Medina. Are we close? Are we close to what specifically? Okay. Bling a lot. I hear that the HCL will have to pass first. How true is that? The HCL, the hydrocarbon law. I'm gonna answer this in a way that will help a lot of people. The hydrocarbon law, the HCL, is a regular, literally a regular agreement between the Kurdistan region and Baghdad that has been ongoing since 2007. It is a split or a share in oil revenue that is just a normal, regular, continuous agreement that Baghdad and the Kurdistan region have had since 2007. It's a regular renegotiation process. Bottom line, it has nothing to do with the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. The HCL, all it is it's an agreement between Kurdistan region and the Baghdad, the federal region, on the share of oil revenues. They renegotiate the HCL. Absolutely not. The HCL has nothing to do with the revaluation of the dinar. The HCL does not need a rate. The HCL, folks, the information, this is all public information. If you were to research, I know many of you use AI, you use different sources of research, but you can find this information out if you look for it. HCL has nothing to do. And this is something new that's popped up in the Dinar communities in the last 3 or 4 years. The HCL. Wow. Has nothing to do. Nothing. Are we close to our financial freedom? I don't know. You have to be very specific, Medina. Financial freedom is relative. I want you to be specific because other people may have the same question. Absolutely. Thanks, Sniper. We actually have a video breaking down the HCL and the details of it from the sources. And you all are privy to that. All right, beautiful people. It is Saturday Night Dialogues, March the 21st, 2026. We have a jam-packed call for you tonight. Welcome everyone to the call. Tonight is going to be very, very special for all of you, but very special for our founding members as well. We're going to present something to all of you, and it's something that the Goldilocks team has been working on for the last several weeks for each and every one of you. But come on in, get yourselves comfortable. For those that are just coming in at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you are welcome. You are welcome. In 4 minutes, we are going to begin the call officially, the dialogues. We've been here since 8:30 in our early check-in, greeting members, welcoming members, answering questions. We're here. Thank you, Tribe, for jumping in to answer that question as well. Yes. And folks, just remember, when you are told certain things about certain things related to the RV or anything, you should be able to ask for, seek proof in writing from the actual sources. So just make sure. But we love the questions because you ask the question and we can answer them for you. But we also encourage you to seek these answers directly from or just simple searches, beautiful people. Simple searches. And when I say simple searches, when I say simple searches, just like when you search information for anything, you can go directly to search engines and get information. Use AI, whatever it may be, for certain information. But if you don't see any verifiable proof in writing from sources, take what you hear as lightweight. And I don't care if several people are all saying the same thing. You should still, this is your investment. You should want to do extensive research on what it is you're hearing. There you go, Sniper. Have a plan. I saw a question and I wanted to answer it. I don't see it now. Sniper preaching in here. Sniper sniping. Yes. Hey, blessed one of our amazing founding members. Oh, there it is. How much longer can Iraq sustain at the current rate? Well, they can sustain at the current rate as long as they want. However, they have mechanisms in place, and you're going to see it tonight, in order to raise the value of the Iraqi dinar. I hope that answers your question, Southern Lake. Because just think of it. Every other country, they've been sustaining at the current rates that they have at the moment. Vietnam, Mexico, Venezuela. And really, it's not about how long they can sustain. They can sustain as long as they want. However, we're moving into a new digital banking system where all countries agreed to change their banking systems to prepare for the new banking system, the new digital banking system, which it will not benefit these countries to continue to keep the same rates. And it's not about them wanting to. They must change. But the timing of when they must change is relative to them. All right, beautiful people. Welcome to Saturday Night Dialogues. We have a jam-packed call tonight. We are going to, and also real quick, folks, I know last Saturday was the first time we went into our audio and video, our video screen share. We had some little technical difficulties. I want to thank you all so much for hanging around, sticking around, and and getting through it with us. It was actually a team effort. All of us, we were there together. And I want to give a special thank you to She-Hulk and Peculiar Rand for helping me behind the scenes. Let's jump into some prayer. Father God, we thank you for allowing us to be here. Thank you for your love, your grace, your mercy. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your perfection. Thank you for just being the Father of us all. Thank you for being so merciful. We ask that you continue to bring us along in peace and love. And we thank you for all the lessons that we've learned, the lessons that we will learn, the growth, the development. And we thank you for healing mercies. We also want to, Father God, send a special prayer to She-Hulk's mom. We ask that you allow your healing angels to flow around her, protect her, guide her, allow the love and the mercy and the healing to be upon her body from head to toe. And we ask that you give that grace and mercy to anyone and everyone that might also be afflicted. In your precious name we pray. Amen. All right, folks, real quick. Iraq announced this week that there are steps that they're taking to go international. Even the language of international, you're going to see it tonight directly from the source. Some of you had some questions in the chat, and this, what we're going to show you tonight that Goldilocks shared this week is going to answer some of those questions. We're going to touch on Iraq and their modernization of their banking system, which is a requirement for them to also go international. Then we're going to go to Vietnam, where Goldilocks dropped some detailed nuggets on Vietnam and what they've announced that they're doing to strengthen the value of the Vietnamese dong. All right, and then Goldilocks dropped nuggets as well on what's happening with global currencies as well. So we're going to wrap it up with global currencies also. And real quick announcements: the Goldilocks QF room is a read-only room. That is where for it'll be 2 years in July, but that's where we were 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. When I say that, I mean literally. Even we know the beautiful brunette Grand's schedule. Her weekend starts on Thursday. Zach be in the boiler room while he's in the chat. A man, a few words out in the dung port. We have an amazing bond that we've built in the Goldilocks QF room. But that is where you have an abundance of knowledge and information that we've shared, and where hundreds of bank experiences, hundreds of nuggets in there you have access to. The Goldilocks Global Banking News, of course, that's the daily podcast, now touching almost 2.7 million views since we dropped the podcast on YouTube in July 2024. Over 22,000 subscribers, over 84 countries tuning in. All right, and real quick, I want to recognize Sean 8831 for last Saturday being so kind to donate to the channel. And if anyone would love to support the channel and get the word out to the community, you're more than welcome to support through Super Chat, like Sean did last Saturday, and we appreciate it. And Sean, are you Maine Mama? I want to make sure, just so I know. All right. Now, before we get into this call, I am going to present something to all of you special, beautiful, amazing people. We're gonna do this right now. Let me I'm a drum roll myself. And for those of you, just so you know, Goldilocks Global Banking News launched July of 2024. June of 2024, we launched the Telegram channel, and 30 days later, after that, the Goldilocks Global Banking News podcast was born. And we have some amazing people that are with us, and we absolutely love them. And I'm going to share something with you all, and it's going to be very, very profound. I want to introduce to you all the new official. We have Goldilocks Global Banking News podcast. Now you have Goldilocks Global Banking News website. It is official. It's live for the founding members. Look at the top of the website, the Founders Club. You will see your name as on the ticker. It was She-Hulk's idea. I gotta give her credit what credit is due. Your name is edged in stone forever on the official Goldilocks Global Banking News website. I want to encourage each and every one of you, and also it is in alphabetical order, so you'll see your name at the on top at the ticker. But I'm going to scroll down here a little bit, and you see this right here. Join the Goldilocks email list, folks. Within hours of currencies beginning to move in value, Goldilocks will be notified. I encourage you, each and every one of you, join the Goldilocks email list. Some of you may not be members in the Telegram room. Some of you may. Doesn't matter. You may want multiple opportunities to get some sort of contact about currencies when they begin to move. Because what we've always said in our Telegram room, when the RV is official, when currencies begin to move, we are going to, not that room is read only, but we're gonna completely close. But we'll make the announcement, and we're gone. But if you want to be on the email list, I would encourage you get on this email list. When Goldilocks gets the word, we're going to send out an email blast to each and every one of you. All right, you're going to click that and join the Goldilocks email list. You can scroll down. The latest podcast will be right there. Our mission statement is right here. Saturday Night Dialogues. The latest live will be right here. All right. You all will be able to go through this later on your own time. Featured podcast will be updated. Again, this is where you join the Goldilocks email list. But I'm going to go back up real quick. We're going to get right to the call right after this, folks. And I'm going to click. Oh, make sure you subscribe or follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram. All the channels. They're all the socials. Make sure you follow me. But we're going to click Founders real quick. And it's official. The Founders Club, established February 2026. Just last month, we thought of this. And here you are. The Founders Club. The Founders Club recognizes the early members of the community who supported and helped establish the foundation of Goldilocks Global Banking News during its early growth and development, along with those who contributed through their presence and active participation within the community. There are those who wasn't even here in the beginning, but we recognize some of you as founders. You participated even when the QF room went read only. I saw a lot of you liking articles, reading articles, participating. Even our last Telegram Saturday night call where Misha, I asked for a volunteer to come onto the call to read an article by the Prime Minister of Iraq. She volunteered. Then she just so happens to tell us her bank story where she had a bank appointment on the 13th and the 14th of February. Simple things like that, participating, means a lot. She's a founding member as a result of it. And there are many others that are founding members. Here you are. Your names are in alphabetical order. 0112 is a number. That's why he's first. And then here you go. Your names. All here in alphabetical order. I don't want to name you all brunette, beautiful brunette grand, Amber. So you'll see your names here. CNL's mom, Debo, Extraordinary, ER, Follow the Bouncing Ball. You're all here in alphabetical order. Your names are all edged in stone. Lemon Clan, the Lady Unique, the Lobster Lady, so forth and so on. The Sniper, you're all here. And it's amazing. 0112 is the first name, of course, and 112 founding members. 112. And the community, which is the QF Dialogue Room, was June 2024. But this is it, official. And She-Hulk, if you don't mind, beautiful, if you can drop the link of the website into the chat, greatly appreciate it. But that is It's official. Oh, you're welcome, Charity and Peace. You're one of our amazing founding members as well. Take this with pride. Your names are going to go worldwide because you're all here. We appreciate you all. We love you all. You've been here. Some of you, like I said, from the beginning. Some of you, most recent, but you're active. You're participating. And we love you and we appreciate you and we want to recognize you globally. You will be your names, and many of you, folks that are listening to this, this is your first time here. A lot of these folks, these are the real bank experiences that you've been hearing about, the real bank stories, the real people that touched contact with bankers, and hundreds of videos with them sharing their experiences. You're all more than welcome. All right. Now, let's go and get down to the nitty and to the gritty. We're going to get into this call. Also, real quick, I've been getting a lot of messages from people saying that they're getting wrong information about bank contacting the banks to get prepared for the RV. I'm thinking of doing something, adding something to this website that you all will have access to, because I know many people don't have access to Telegram. Many countries don't allow Telegram. You also will have to do some research in our Telegram room to get to certain information to help you. But the website, I'm thinking of making a central hub to help some people that are getting wrong information about contacting the banks. All right, just want to throw that out there. All right. Now. She-Hawk, if New Babies comes into the room, New Babies, I don't know if you're here, but someone let me know if New Babies announces that she's here. All right. Now we're going to get into this amazing call. We're going to get on into it. Now. I'm going to make a quick adjustment here. Shouldn't do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. There we go. Make this a little bigger on y'all screen. This is where we are going to start. It all starts right here with the president's agenda. Currency revaluation. Folks, remember, listen to the key words here because they continue to come up in preparation for, and some of you asked the question about, are we close? Are we there yet? So, folks, you're going to get a lot of your questions answered tonight. And it's all in the articles that Goldilocks have always shared and information that we're going to give you tonight. Currency revaluation is likely to be priority for some members of a potential second Trump administration. This article, folks, was released on April 2024, months before the November election of 2024. Currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of the potential second Trump administration, mainly because of the viewpoint that an overvalued U.S. dollar contributes to the trade deficit, said one particular Trump administration official. But weakening the dollar could have far-reaching consequences, from sending consumer prices for imported products soaring to inviting retaliation from other countries and threatening the dollar's role as a world reserve currency, which could undermine U.S. sanctions on adversaries like Iran and Russia. For those that have been with us since we first started sharing this particular article from the Trump administration talking about currency revaluation, does it all make sense to you now when you see Iran is in the equation? If so, hit that like button and hit yes, fire emoji, love, whatever you want. Because when we first started showing this screenshot about the RV from the Trump administration, I purposely didn't go down and read that bottom part about Iran. But now, it's here. Because I didn't want to really make it an issue about Iran and Russia. Because I didn't know anything about the war was coming. But I didn't want anyone to focus on Iran and Russia. But now, we ain't got no choice. What's going on right now? All right. Oh, you can't wait to show your grandkids. Beautiful. Grandma's name is right there. All right. Now, we are going straight to Iraq. I know many of you I would imagine many of you have been hearing or paying attention to what's going on in the news right now with the Strait of Hormuz, the oil checkpoint, where 94% of Iraq's oil and 20% of the global oil goes through. Folks, this is all connected to currencies, and you're going to see how it connects to Iraq right now. I think we have the amazing sniper that's going to be with us first, and then the beautiful Peculiar Ram is going to come up and follow us with Vietnam and the rest. Sniper, you here? In fact, I need to join you, Sniper. Sniper, you here? I guess you can unmute. Sniper, you can unmute. There you go. But I cannot hear you. All right. Peculiar Ram, if you can unmute and see if we can hear you. No, can't hear you. Okay. Okay. All right. That might be 1 second. Let me do something here. Hold on. Okay. I think we're there. How's that? Y'all can hear me?
That's a lot better. How you doing? Good evening.
All right. Good evening, young man. Good evening. All right.
How
You
you doing, sir?
good, my good man? You ready? You ready to rock and roll?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go.
All right. While 94% of Iraq oil exports pass through the Strait of Hormuz, making it essential for economic stability, its functionality depends on regional security. According to reports in March 2026, Iran is considering a policy to allow limited oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, provided the oil is traded in the Chinese yuan rather than the US dollar. This move is intended to bypass sanctions, reduce reliance on the USD, and strengthen economic ties with China.
Hold a second, young man. You know why I'm laughing, because you know this connects. You know how this connects, folks. According to reports,
Yes.
this month, Iran is considering a policy to allow limited oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, provided that oil tankers trade in the Chinese yuan. This is going to come up again relative to Iraq. Go, young man.
Yep. Allowing the Iraq dinar to trade in the Chinese yuan, particularly for the oil transactions, is designed to enhance Iraq's financial flexibility, reduce reliance on the US dollar, and potentially establish a more direct, localized discovery price for its oil exports, especially given that China is the major buyer of the Strait of the Hormuz is crucial, yet vulnerable. Route for Iraq's oil exports. Are you watching the water now?
Now, folks, this is very important. Now, if you want to understand how currency rates move, Goldilocks has been showing it, and it's actually in writing. Now, if you pay attention, right here where it says allowing Iraq dinar to trade in Chinese yuan, particularly oil transactions, is designed to enhance Iraq's financial flexibility, reduce reliance on the US dollar. Folks, for those that have even received confirmation from their wealth managers and also Goldilocks articles, type in the chat, when the US dollar goes down, what happens to foreign currencies? Where do they go? Now, reducing reliance on the US dollar. Let's go back to Trump's RV plan. Currency evaluation likely to be priority, but weakening the dollar could have a far-reaching consequences. Folks, how does the US dollar get weaker? Reducing US dollar usage weakens the dollar. That is where foreign currencies go up. Why, folks? Let me explain. I want to give you context. The US dollar has been the world's reserve currency. What that means, when countries around the world, Iraq, Vietnam, Venezuela, you name, whatever country, whenever they traded on the water, whenever they traded goods and services globally, and especially almost 100% oil, every country had to settle that transaction in the U.S. dollar. So Iraq, they they sell literally 3 billion barrels of oil per day. They have to settle that oil not in the dinar, but in the U.S. dollar. Venezuela, same thing. Russia, no, not Russia, because they got their own thing. Mexico, other countries, folks. The majority of countries, 90+% of them, have to settle their transactions in their oil in the U.S. dollar. That's why it's called the petrodollar. But as the dollar gets weaker, countries wouldn't. It's all planned in advance. And this answers some of the questions that were in the chat earlier. Folks, there's been a plan for years to get to this point where countries will begin to utilize less, reducing their usage of the U.S. dollar, to begin to use their own currencies in trade. So as it's all about supply and demand, as a country uses their currency more and use the dollar less, their currencies will begin to move up in value. We're going to show you tonight how that happens. Goldilocks has been sharing this for years. So we're not going to be able to give you years of information all in one call, but we're going to give you some nuggets tonight that's going to whet your appetite to give you a little bit of education to understand how currencies begin to move up in value. It's all through supply and demand. Good, young man.
Yes, sir. Price discovery is the continuous dynamic process of determining the spot and fair price of an asset through the interaction of buyers and sellers, balancing supply and demand. It incorporates new information, such as news or economic data, to set a market clearing price, often seen in stock markets, commodity exchanges, and cryptocurrency markets.
What this is, folks, price discovery, what Goldilocks is talking about. Price discovery is the continuous dynamic process of determining the spot or fair price of an asset. Currency is an asset. Oil is an asset. Gold is an asset. Your spouse is an asset. But I'm not going to go there. Price discovery is the new price, the discovery of a new price. For example, every day in Forex, currency values change up and down, but not to the point where many people can go to the bank for currency that is revalued to a point where the rate has gone up so dramatically. But every day there's a new discovery, a new discovered price. For example, 000, let's say 0.3067, use as an example. If tomorrow that rate is 30.72, 72 is the new discovered price. So price discovery is the continuous dynamic process of determining the spot price. Folks, what's happening in the global markets right now with currencies, especially with the weakening US dollar, foreign currencies are beginning to discover their new price, because the demand for those currencies is beginning to go up as the demand for the US dollar is going down. All of these countries, and it's not as if the US dollar's demand is going down just because. This has been a planned strategy for years. Basel III, countries backing their currencies with assets such as gold, with silver, capital requirements, moving to the new digital banking system, so forth and so on. Go, young man, you can continue.
Yep. This would allow a more accurate price for the Iraq dinar to be determined going forward, and it would give the WTO more of a reason to accept Iraq as a full member.
Goldilocks is dropping another nugget. This would allow, meaning the price discovery, folks, and the key is Iraq settling in the Chinese yuan for their oil trade. This would allow a more accurate price for the Iraqi dinar to be determined going forward. And it would give the World Trade Organization more of a reason to accept Iraq as a full member. And we'll explain here in a little bit why that is. Now, I want to share this screenshot with you all. Speaking of the Chinese yuan, we shared the screenshot from the CBI. This is the source, folks. Last Saturday we shared this, but we've shared it several times over the last year and a half, 2 years. I actually even when on the date of Goldilocks shared this. But speaking of the Chinese yuan, it states the Central Bank of Iraq. Remember, folks, what Goldilocks just shared was from Iraq this week. You all heard it. The Chinese yuan, the Strait of Hormuz, the Chinese yuan. Goldilocks shared how this was strengthen Iraq and how it was strengthen the dinar. This is an article from the Central Bank of Iraq, a news release on the 19th of December 2024. The Central Bank of Iraq announced the expansion of external transfer channels for local banks to include new currencies. Folks, this is where Iraq announced that they have almost 7 new currencies in their reserves and that they're going to use for transactions. Here we go. New currencies include the Jordanian dinar, the Saudi riyal, euros, US dollar, UAE dirham, the Chinese yuan. Folks, and the Indian rupee. You just heard this week what Iran said only the Chinese yuan for countries wanting to move oil through the Strait of Hormuz. They got to settle in Chinese yuan. Wonder why? And since 2024, Iraq has the Chinese yuan in their reserves to do transactions in. Are you connecting dots? But folks, again, it's not the Chinese yuan. It's not the only. I want to say this real quick. Just a quick cliff note. This is why people must understand it's not the Iraqi dinar that's the only currency that Iraq has in their reserves. And I mentioned this last week when someone in the Telegram room asked about Iraq having enough reserves of the Iraqi dinar to quote unquote pay for the dinar RV. Folks, the Iraqi dinar is not the only currency that Iraq has. We showed this in 2024 when Goldilocks shared it. Iraq officially has the Jordanian dinar in their reserves, the Saudi riyal, euros, USD, the UAE dirham, the Chinese yuan, and the Indian rupee, along with gold, silver, and oil. I hope that answers some of the questions that many people may have had about Iraq's reserves. We'll continue. Now we're going to go. Speaking of modernization, for those that were here on the call last Saturday, I want you to type a modernization into the chat because Iraq brought it up again. Modernization. For those that weren't here, let me explain to you why. We showed just last Saturday and the Saturday before, directly from the U.S. Treasury, where the U.S. Treasury imposed sanctions on Iranian terrorists operating in Iraq's banking system. And the reason why the U.S. Treasury put these sanctions on Iranian terrorists operating in Iraq's banking system is so that Iraq can bypass the influence of the Iranian terrorists and strengthen the Iraqi dinar. But how would they strengthen the Iraqi dinar? Through modernizing their banking systems. Because with Iran operating in Iraq, with their terrorists literally operating in Iraq and controlling the dinar and the US dollar in Iraq, there was no way that the dinar could revalue. Do you think the president would allow terrorists, literally Iranian terrorists operating in Iraq, to become billionaires overnight and allow the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar? The U.S. Treasury has been tracking these terrorists in Iraq for decades. We showed the receipts literally tracking them for decades in Iraq. The Iranian terrorists operating in Iraq's banking system. So, they've been operating in Iraq's banking system through literally cash transactions. We showed the receipts where the U.S. Treasury said that the Iranian terrorists were operating currency exchange houses where people can go and exchange U.S. dollar and dinar at mama's house, or auntie's house, or Habibi's house, the back of a trunk, so forth and so on. Iranian terrorists running Iraq's banking system. But to get around it, they had to modernize their banking system to meet international standards, to digitize their banking system. Floor is yours, young man.
Yes, sir. Banking sector reform in Iraq. What businesses need to know about the CBI modernization? Iraq's central bank, the CBI, is executing the most sweeping banking overhaul since 2004. The program focuses on capital strengthening, digital transformation, and anti-money laundering compliance and international integration.
Ooh,
These changes,
one second, beloved. What's that last part you read? Anti-money laundering and compliance and what?
international integration.
So modernizing their banking system is in an effort to integrate them into the international banking system.
International, what we're looking for them to become compliant.
So the modernization of Iraq's banking system is to help them to go international. Is that what we're reading?
That is what we're reading, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. You know, when I took a shower this morning, I used them Q-tips to clean out my ears, but I just wanted to make sure I heard you correctly, young man. You can go ahead.
Yes, sir. These changes aim to create a modern, transparent, and globally connected financial system that reduces dollarization and supports economic stability.
Hold on, you mean to tell me this is talking about modernizing Iraq's banking system so that they can go international and then also globally connect their financial system so it reduces US dollars? Did that come up again?
It did. It did. Trump's plan, right?
Hope you're picking up what we're putting down. Businesses must now use dinar denominated. Go ahead, young man.
Yes, sir. Businesses must now use dinar denominated contracts and electronic systems for local payments, maintain detailed anti money laundering records, registered IQ domains, excuse me, and evaluate banking partners for compliance and capital strength. Qualified private banks can now issue letter of credits in euros, the UAE dirham, Chinese yuan, and other currencies, easing cross border trade.
Okay, one second here, young man. Businesses now use dinar denominated contracts, no longer US dollar contracts, and electronic systems for local payments. Folks, this is modernizing the banking system. This is to get around the Iranian terrorist groups that have been controlling Iraq's banking system. Qualified private banks can now issue letters of credit in euros. Why? Because that's a part of the currency in their reserves. A sniper, if you can, okay, you sound like you were sniping somebody. The UAE dirhams, the Chinese.
Sorry about that. Somebody said they couldn't hear me. I apologize.
Okay. The Chinese yuan. Here we go again. Chinese yuan and other currencies, easing cross-border trade. Tribe, folks, you were here last Saturday. We showed you the receipts. Type into the room, what's another term? What is cross-border trade? Because there are many people that don't know what cross-border trade means. I need some whoever was paying attention. I know there's plenty of you. You can type the acronym into the room. What is cross-border trade? Forex, foreign currency exchanges. This is all about taking the dinar international. And we haven't even gotten to the good part yet. We haven't even gotten to the WTO yet. Go, young man.
All right. What portion of these reforms will create appreciation in the Iraq dinar? None of the reforms are designed to produce a direct revaluation or sudden appreciation of the dinar. The CBI has repeatedly confirmed it has no plans for a major adjustments or redenomination that would increase the dinar's value. That official rate remains pegged at the stability of 1,300 IQD per USD.
Let me explain what Goldilocks is saying. Is that the reforms don't necessarily directly connect to the revaluation of the dinar, but what Goldilocks shared two things that do. Goldilocks is just clarifying so you're not confused how the dinar revalues. Here it is. However,
Yes, sir. However, two specific pillars, de-dollarization and correspondent banking modernization, create indirect upward pressure on the dinar.
okay, hold on one second. One second. This is what Goldilocks is saying. This is how the pressure, it has to be like when you put a pot of water on the stove. If you put a pot of water on the stove, it doesn't get hot until you turn up the pressure. You have to turn that heat up. The dinar just doesn't RV just because somebody said so. It doesn't RV just because of whatever reason might be out there. There has to be pressure on it. The dinar is on a stove. And in order for it to turn up, the pressure comes from them reducing their usage of the US dollar, so they use the Iraqi dinar more, and the corresponding banking modernization. This is where the correspondent banks, for those that weren't here last Saturday, these are the banks that Iraq signed a contract with, so that these international banks, they move the Iraqi dinar through the international banking system electronically. But in order to do that, Iraq had to modernize their banking systems. And you're going to see in a little bit, this was also a requirement for the WTO, for Iraq to get in. So what Goldilocks is stating, how the Iraqi dinar revalues from the pressure of using US dollar less and the Iraqi dinar more, and the modernizing of their banks, where these banks now that they have contracts with, these contracts were signed in 2024. And to answer the question that some of you I know have, well, how come they ain't RV just yet? It just happened in 2024. Because there are reforms that they've had to implement, and we're going to get on that next because it's going to answer your question. We're going to go right to the WTO, and the WTO is going to tell you this as well. The reforms were needed, but right now they're turning the idol up. The fire is on the stove. The fire is hot now on the Iraqi dinar by requiring domestic transactions.
By requiring domestic transactions in IQD via electronic channels and moving international trade finance to compliant private banks. These measures increased demand for the dinar, shrink the gap between official and parallel market rates, and reduce reliance on cash and black market dollars.
That's important. Reduce the reliance on cash, because it was the cash USD and cash IQD in Iraq where Iran was controlling the streets in the banking system. Go ahead.
Yep. The result is greater currency stability and modest, gradual strengthening through higher confidence and better reserves management. These elements represent roughly 30 to 40% of the overall reform package, and the remaining capital, governance, and AML steps primarily deliver efficiency, resilience, and rather than currency appreciation. In short, business should expect a more stable and usable dinar, not a dramatic revaluation. The reforms strengthen the foundation for long-term value, but do not alter the CBI policy for exchange rate stability at this time.
There you go. Now, that's on modernization. Now we're going to go to the WTO. We're going to go right to the WTO, the World Trade Organization. Good, young man.
Yep. Calendar active with the WTO accession with Iraq in 2026.
Okay, I'm sorry, 1 second.
Iraq is,
Let me preface this. So, folks, officially now, Iraq is on the calendar. In 2024, for the Fourth Working Party, Iraq, it was announced that Iraq would have their Fourth Working Party in the spring of 2024. It didn't happen. It didn't happen in 2025. It's here now. So I just want to preface that so you're all aware. Iraq is on the calendar. Go ahead.
Yep. Iraq is on the calendar to meet with the fourth working party to move into their final phase of the accession process. Do you see the synchronicity? Excuse me, that word choked me up.
That's all right. Synchronicity. That's all good.
And all of this taking place.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the synchronicity and all this taking place?
No accident.
It has been laid out today. Mm-hmm. It is no accident.
Now, folks, let's go to let's go right to the WTO. In fact, hold on. Let's go back. I want to do this. I want to go back. I'm gonna come back to that. Let's go to the WTO. Then we're gonna come back to that modernization because that's very important. I don't want to miss that. I'm gonna move this so you all can see it. Okay, folks. The World Trade Organization. We're here. As you can see, this was on February the 24th, 2026. Okay. Let's go and get in here. This is going to be very short. It's going to be very brief. I'm going to skip down to Iraq and the WTO. Now, folks, just so you know, what the fourth working party is, I'll explain it as I go down because it actually tells you. So let me go ahead and make it easy. We'll go down to number 19. Okay, as you see, work in progress. There's 3 countries for accession. Follow my mouse, you can see it. Work in progress. There's 3 countries: Azerbaijan, Iraq, and Somalia. Okay? Now, we're going to go right here. All right. You all can see multilateral negotiations rules. Let me explain about negotiations. As you can see, Iraq is here. Memorandum of Foreign Trade Regime. Just so that you are aware, so you have context behind this. There's 190 countries in the world. 166 of those countries are members of the World Trade Organization. So 166 countries. In order for any country to become a member of the World Trade Organization, so let's speak of Iraq. Any country, yes, Iraq, must negotiate in advance with all 166 member nations of the WTO. What do they negotiate? They negotiate trade agreements, foreign trade regime. They negotiate trade. So what that is, folks, what trade agreements are, it's the shipping of goods and services on the water, imports and exports, where countries, whether it's wheat, corn, oil, lumber, whatever it is, they must negotiate with each country individually. Iraq, in order to get to the fourth working party, Iraq has already negotiated with all 166 countries. Also, just so that you are aware, in order for Iraq to become a full accession member, the existing countries within the WTO must vote, majority vote to approve. Must be a third of the countries must approve. But just understand, I don't want to say it's 100% guaranteed, but for the most part, it's a rubber stamp. Why? Because Iraq has already, and this is a process for any country to get into the WTO, they've already negotiated terms in advance with these countries. So they're not going to negotiate terms of rates of products, rates even of currency rates amongst themselves, not rates that we go to the bank. That's a different rate. They negotiate all of this up front. That's why it takes so long. And we're going to touch on why it takes so long for a country to gain accession. But I'm just giving you the process so you understand. It's not just where Iraq just gets into the WTO and it's just a rubber stamp. It is to a certain extent after they've already done their work up front. Now, bilateral negotiations. You see this where it says market access? That's very important. It's going to come up again. Goldilocks has always talked about market access. Market access. This is where countries will have access to Iraq's market, where Iraq must open their borders to allow other countries and other firms to do trade in Iraq. But Iraq traditionally has shut off other countries from coming in, just like Vietnam did. But in order to get into the World Trade Organization is like a club. And to get into that club, you can't say you want to get into the club, but you don't want to follow the club's rules. You want to get into the club, you want to benefit from the club, but you don't want to abide by their standards. Folks, the WTO is where countries agree in advance of how they're going to do business with each other. Trade of products and goods and services. So for example, it's like if you go to Walmart to go shopping, you have a certain price. But there's no membership, there's no club. But if you go to Sam's Club, which is owned by the same family, the Waltons, you get exclusive pricing on the products that you buy at Sam's Club because you're now a member. But you can't take that club membership from Sam's Club and go back to Walmart and use it. You don't have a pre-negotiated price for those underwear, those bloomers that you buy from Walmart. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. Or whatever you buy, food. But if you go back to Sam's Club, you get a certain price. Same thing. The WTO is like Sam's Club. It's a pre-negotiate, but they pre-negotiate up front the prices. So bilateral negotiations. Iraq, as you can see, this is the phase, this is the stage they're at. Iraq is negotiating with the WTO, and it tells you initial goods and services offer. That's what they're negotiating. And will the rate of the dinar be included? 100%. But not the rate of the dinar where we go to the bank at. This is commercial rates. This is rates between Iraq and Russia, Iraq and Venezuela, Iraq and whatever country that is a member of the WTO. Those are rates they negotiate up front. Those are commercial rates. Those are not retail rates that we will have at the banks. That's a total different ball game. Okay? Now let's go to number 18 about Iraq. Let's tell you the progress. Progress in each accession is dependent on various factors, including government priorities. This is the WTO telling you what's involved with a country being included. Domestic politics. So that's how the politics are in a country, in Iraq. Election cycles. How's the election? What's going on in the country's politics? Regional integration process. Fragility and conflict in geopolitics. This is all factored into their progress, which are often intertwined. And it states, the details of the state of play for each accession are provided below. We're not going to go into that. But for those of you that are wondering, let's go to Iraq. And it tells us, right? Sure. Iraq applied for the WTO in 2004. 2004. We're now in 2026. And they are now finally getting to the working party. It's been a process. Ups and downs. And folks, if you're thinking that Iraq is behind, they applied in 2024, they kicked the can, the goalpost was moved. Hold up, wait 1 second. Wait 1 minute. Somalia applied in 2016. They're not in. Bhutan, 1999. They applied. It tells you. Look at this. Algeria, they applied for World Trade Accession in June of 1987. Did they kick the can too? Was the goalpost moved too? Bahamas applied for the WTO accession in 2001. Did they kick the can too? Serbia Serbia applied for WTO accession in 2004. Did they kick the can too? Folks, this is a process. So don't think because Iraq applied in 2004 and they're just now getting to the Fourth Working Party that they kicked the can or anything of these types of things that have been put out. Okay? Just so that you know. Just so that you know. I want to go back real quick to the modernization. I forgot to share this with you. Banking about Iraq and modernizing their banking system, the CBI. Banking sector reform in Iraq. What businesses need to know about the CBI. I'm going to read this to you real quick so you understand. Look at this. This is about Iraq and going international. Iraq's banking sector is undergoing the most significant transformation since 2004, driven by Central Bank of Iraq initiatives to modernize operations, strengthen compliance, and align with international standards. Folks, Sniper, I'm going to ask you a question. If you can unmute real quick.
Yes, sir.
So this is telling us that Iraq is modernizing their banking systems so that they align with international standards. Is this something that is in the past or in the near future that is they're working on in the present in order to do in the future? Or is it this something in the past?
Nope. They are working on it right now to prepare to be able to integrate and do and modernize and move forward into a new system. So they're still working towards it.
Right. So that they have to meet international standards. So folks, in order to meet international standards, this is where the reforms that Iraq has implemented that Goldilocks has been sharing. And these reforms include to modernize their banking system so that the dinar can go international. If this is something they are working on now, something they've been working on, the reforms they started, and we showed in writing the reforms they started to implement in 2023. So in order for the dinar to go international, it must meet international standards first. No? So you must ask yourself a question. It's obvious. In order for the dinar to go international, it must abide by the standards for international banking. How is it? I'm gonna ask the chat a question. Chat, I have a question for you all. I need you to answer this question as quickly as possible. When it comes to what we're just talking about now, international. So chat, question. How many years have you individually have been hearing that the dinar is revaluing? How many years? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? I just want you all to just type into the chat how many years you've been hearing that the dinar is revaluing. Type into the chat. Group assignment, real quick. Hurry up, please. 4 years. Sniper, okay. 2 years, 9 years, 20 years. Good God. 12 years, 2 years, okay. 6 years, okay. So, think of the years that you've been invested. You've been hearing the dinar is revaluing, but you see in black and white directly from the from Iraq that in order for the dinar to go international and to meet international standards, they had to modernize their banking system, which they're doing now, and they're almost finished. So how could it have been possible, those 15 years, those 20 years, if Iraq is now modernizing their banking system? They started in 2023 to modernize. We showed that proof directly from the U.S. Treasury, directly from the Central Bank of Iraq. I just wanted to ask that question. Now, and it tells you the CBI's plan right here in writing, directly from the source. Central Bank Governor has announced significant structural changes aimed at rebuilding a compliant and modern financial system. The CBI engaged international consulting firm Oliver Wyman to develop comprehensive reform frameworks, which all Iraq banks have signed key reform pillars include all Iraq banks signed the reform plan. And of course, for those of you that you remember Oliver Wyman firm, type into the chat. Give me a fire emoji, a heart emoji, whatever emoji you remember. We've been telling you about Oliver Wyman. You've seen it in writing. And that, the Oliver Wyman International Consulting Firm, is who's been helping Iraq to meet international standards so that they can revalue the Iraqi dinar. All right. Now. Now, appreciate you, young man, my good man Sniper. As always, I know you might want to jump into the chat, and we're going to bring the lovely, beautiful Miss Peculiar Ram, we're going to get into Vietnam, go global, and then we're going to have the amazing Alice going to come on with us about her recent bank communication, and I don't know if new babies has come into the joined us just yet. If not, then we'll have something else we're going to do. All right, Peculiar Ram, you ready?
What's up? I'm ready.
All right.
Is my volume good?
Your volume's great.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you, She-Hulk. All right, let's go. Vietnam.
Vietnam's move to list silver bars on the Vietnam Commodity Exchange, the MXV, is a significant step towards standardizing the local market and aligning with global hard asset pricing, potentially positioning physical assets to lead price discovery rather than just follow foreign markets.
So here we go again. Price discovery. Goldilocks is sharing it again. Price discovery on the dinar, which is we'll be finding a new rate. Price discovery on the Vietnamese dong. We'll be finding a new rate. Go, young lady.
It looks like the Vietnamese are doing similar adjustments to their markets as the United States. The meeting to discuss the listing and trading of silver bars on the Vietnam Commodity Exchange took place on March 18th, 2026.
Mm-hmm.
As of March 19th, 2026, the initiatives were focusing on piloting trading and building a centralized open market.
Mm-hmm.
This move, initiated by the Ministry of Industry and Trade, along with MXV, aims to shift the current fragmented informal silver trade into a transparent, centralized system.
Now, why is this so important, folks, to Vietnam? That Vietnam now, they just entered into a pilot program where they're going to have silver. All right? They're going to silverback dongs. Yes, Thompson. Silverback dongs. Yes. Silver. I shouldn't have looked into the chat. Silverback. So yes, and it. Yes. So silver. Yes, Alice. So silver. What Vietnam is doing, they're moving silver into their exchanges. What this will do, folks, this will allow. See, also the connection to this. The Vietnam Commodity Exchange, folks, listen very carefully because you're going to understand about the global reach, how this is going to affect the Vietnamese dong. The Vietnam Commodity Exchange is connected to the the Russell 1000, which is a global stock exchange. The Russell 1000 is owned by the FTSE Russell, another global stock exchange. The FTSE Russell is owned by the London Stock Exchange. You begin to connect the dots to see how the dong, the silverback dong, is not totally silverback, but indirectly, yes, silverback dong. The Vietnamese dong will begin to have access to global exchange markets, and global exchange markets and countries having access to Vietnam that was never accessed before. So the dong will begin to have more reach and more access. So we're going to touch on that access, just like we saw from Iraq and the WTO, where they're negotiating. Let me go back up. Negotiating. Oh, here it is right here. Market access. Market access, right, sure. With Iraq in the WTO for market access. This is to open Iraq to the world and open the world to Iraq. That's market access. Now Vietnam, this will do the same thing. And we're going to touch on next about Vietnam and market access. It's going to open Vietnam to the world. Now, I'm going to share this screenshot with you about that particular article that Goldilocks is sharing. It states, Vietnam moves toward listing silver bars on commodity exchange. The Agency for Domestic Market Surveillance and Development, the MXV, their plot the silver bars trading on the exchange. Folks, this is huge. Now let's go look at something from President Trump about market access and how big this really is. This was President Trump's post on Truth Social in July last year after he negotiated, after Vietnam contacted him about the tariffs and wanted to negotiate. I'm not going to read it all, but he states, it's my great honor to announce that I have just made a trade deal. Folks, type trade into the chat. Trade. You're going to see the connection. Type trade into the chat. Now, he just struck a trade deal with Vietnam. Then he states here, it's the 20% tariff on any and all goods sent into our territory and 40% tariff on any transshipment. In return, Vietnam will do something they have never done before, which is what? To give the United States of America total access to their markets. This is market access, folks, for trade. In other words, they will open their market to the United States. This is where the floodgates will come into Vietnam of investors, have access to their markets, and have access to move the dong like it's never been moved before. That's total market access. Now let's go back up to Iraq and the World Trade Organization. Right here. Same thing. Bilateral negotiations with WTO on initial goods and services. Iraq, market access. Never been done before within Iraq. I hope y'all picking up what we putting down. All right. Now. All right. New trading mechanisms. Go ahead, young lady.
New trading mechanisms are moving into alignment for what we need to see going forward. Don't be surprised, as we have seen today with Vietnam and smaller countries using silver to align themselves with the global market standards in trade.
Mm-hmm.
Silver is becoming a popular alternative to gold for investment.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the water.
Mm-hmm. Now, folks, trade. Trump is total access to Vietnam's markets for what? Trade. That's what tariffs do. It's taxes on goods and services. Now, it's my great honor to announce that I have just made a trade deal with Vietnam. Let's go back up to where this all starts. Trade. Right here. This is from the Trump administration. Currency evaluation is likely to be priority for some members of potential second Trump administration, mainly because of the viewpoint that an overvalued dollar, see, they got to reduce the dollar usage so the other currencies go up. Overvalued dollar contributes to the trade deficit. It's in black and white, folks. Everything's in your face. Public. No secrets. If you just know where to see it. Goldilocks, we're very blessed that Goldilocks has access to all this information and brings it forward. And we talked on silver. Let's touch on gold. Take us home.
When gold begins to lead the markets based on hard asset pricing, signaling a structural shift rather than temporary volatility, it historically triggers a revaluation of all asset sectors, including foreign
Do
exchange,
do you,
also known as
okay?
forex.
Do you mind reading that one more time, young lady? I'd appreciate
Oh, boy,
it.
eyes got you. When gold begins to lead the markets based on hard asset pricing, signaling a structural shift rather than temporary volatility, it historically triggers a revaluation of all asset sectors, including foreign exchange.
Go ahead.
This revaluation acts as a reset to reflect the weakened purchasing power of paper currencies, fiat, compared to the intrinsic value of gold.
What Goldilocks is stating is about is the reset. This revaluation acts as a reset to reflect the weakened purchasing power of paper currencies like the US dollar compared to gold. Weakened purchasing power of paper currency. Let's go right back to it. Let's go right back to what the Trump administration says. Currency revaluation is likely to be priority for some members of a potential second Trump administration, mainly because of the viewpoint that an overvalued dollar contributes to the trade deficit. But weakening the dollar, this is, folks, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Folks, the facts are what they are. Weakening the dollar, when the dollar goes down, foreign currencies go up, but the mechanisms of the new global financial system, the new digital banking system, is prepared for new rates. Now let's go back down to it. All right. You can continue, young lady.
All right. When gold leads markets due to a structural shift, the resulting revaluation of fiat currency typically follows a gradual, then suddenly trajectory rather than a purely gradual one.
Hmm.
Although structural issues take years to build, the revaluation in forex markets can manifest as a rapid or violent reset when breaking points are reached.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. 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 Thank you, beloved. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
You're very
Appreciate.
welcome.
Appreciate you. All right. If you want, you can jump back into the chat, folks. We have a special guest that's going to come on with us to share her recent update on her bank contact that she had. That is the wonderful, amazing Alice. In fact, Alice, what we need to do, we need to jump into the main room. We need to jump into the main room. I'm gonna join you all in that main room. All right, thank you so. Can you all hear me? Let's see. Can you all still hear me? Okay. Oh, real quick. Okay. 1 second. Alice, you can just join the main Telegram room. Just go ahead and join. You can join it. And folks, only Alice. If you Queen C and Debria, if you can go back into YouTube, we appreciate it. Only Alice, please.
Hey, Freedom.
Hey, young lady, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How's my man Sam doing?
We're doing great.
Hey, young man. Sounds good. Sounds good. And you guys, you had contact with your bankers a couple weeks ago, right?
I did. I reached out about a week ago. Before I say that, though, I just want to say thank you guys so much for including us as the founding members on that webpage. That's quite the honor for all of us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're quite welcome. Chandra, please join us in YouTube. Pistols Mom, everyone on the Telegram room is really just it's just really a holding room for those that are going to speak on the call. Because in YouTube, we can't have audio, so that's why we're using Telegram. So if unless Pistol's mom, if you have an update for us, or Chandra, that's fine. You can stay here and give it to us. But otherwise, please join us back into YouTube. Okay, go ahead, Allison, say it.
Okay, so it had been just it'd been a minute since I had had communication through the holidays and, personal things going on. So I reached out and he picked up the phone immediately, which is unusual. And I just said, hello, I really was expecting to leave a message and I'm glad I caught you and I'm just touching base. And, we did the pleasantries through the holidays, what was going on with spring break, the relationship that we've been building. I know his kids' names, he knows my grandchildren's names, all those sorts of things. And that's wonderful to be able to do that. And he immediately started to ask me about our silver holdings. When I first met with him a year and a half ago or so, when we became acquainted, that was one of the initial things that we had talked about, and he kind of pushed it off to the side a little bit at that time and had asked me about silver ETFs and this kind of thing, and I explained to him, no, that we hold tangible. So he proceeded to ask me many questions about the process of our silver holdings. And as I answered the questions, then he said to me, the reason I'm asking is because I have other clients that have these situations. And I said, beautiful, thank you for telling me. Now I can better help you. So I was able to kind of guide him. I think that it's becoming obvious with some of his other clients that, this is where we're going is with the metals. So that was a large part of our conversation. And then he asked, what was going on with the currencies, where we stand. And we went into detail about a lot of the laws that have changed, FTSE Russell, things that were going on IRA. Very specific. I went into very specific things. I don't need to do that right now with you guys.
And one second, beloved. And folks, the reason why she can do that, be specific with her wealth manager, because you heard it, her relationship.
Exactly.
They know she knows his grandkids' names. They know theirs. This is a relationship that's in place that took time to develop. Go ahead, young lady.
Yes, absolutely. And that was specifically why I mentioned those things. It was almost a year ago that we met with him, and I had talked to him and emailed back and forth and built a relationship about 6 months prior to even that. So I really did enjoy the fact that he was comfortable asking me about things and I could give him that information.
Yeah.
And then we went into the bullet points of my structure and what I've been working on this end. And then he said to me, "You're just waiting, aren't you?"
Yeah, he was testing you when he asked you about what's going on with currencies, because he know you're waiting and he's waiting.
Yes, and I have sent him some very specific emails from time to time. I try not to bombard him. For the audience that's listening, we've talked endlessly about not to compare yourself with others. And my situation is unique to me. And no, I don't have contracts or anything of that sort yet, but I'm completely established, and I have an email from him that states, when the time comes, this is what we need to do to get you set up. And in addition to that, my particular firm, I think over time they've changed how they're accepting new clients depending on who the firm is and what the situation is. But he also said to me at one point that they do not want to bring us in, meaning my husband and I, to do our contracts and get everything set up until about a month before we become liquid.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, I'm completely secure in my situation and where I am. I've relaxed into the fact that I don't have all of those things done yet because I've built that relationship and the communication has been worked on. So I hope that helps other people.
Right. Now, what I would like, folks that are in the Telegram on this, if you can go back into YouTube, but what I would like, and I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, Sam and Alice, would you guys be willing, if someone had questions about what you did, how you did it, your process, would you be willing to take any questions to help someone?
I absolutely would. Sure.
Okay. Anybody in the chat, if you give me the first person in the chat that would like to ask these real people with real bank. But let me say this. I'm gonna say this why I'm saying real so often. Just the other day, I saw a YouTube video with someone had their cell phone, and like it's as if their mod or someone left them a voice message about having a bank relationship or something like that, and putting the phone up to the camera as if it was real. Folks, when you come here, these are real people. This is not someone leaving a voicemail to say, hey, this is my person, this is my friend, someone I know. These are real people. Hundreds of people from 2024 till now that have shared their real bank experience based on the knowledge and information that Wiley, myself, and the tribe has helped them with. So I just want to preface that. Be careful, because some people have expressed to me that they've made mistakes by just hearing on the internet about bank stories. We don't want that to happen to any of you. So if anyone that has a question to ask these real folks, first person that types question into the chat, I'm going to bring you on so you can ask the question.
And while we're waiting, if I may, Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the real person aspect of it goes,
Mm-hmm.
I know how I felt when I came from the other side of the tracks into Goldilocks, and your teachings and the receipts and showing us how everything worked. And when I was in the group, it was real people that reached back to me and pulled me forward, Zach
Right.
and Lady Unique. And then everybody pitched in and started to help me. So the
Right.
real person aspect, it is a very unique thing, especially if you have been on the other side of the tracks and you come over here to recognize and realize that we really we talk all the time. A bunch of us
Every day.
we literally
Every day
communicate
in
all
the-
the time.
yeah.
So that it is a massive difference. It truly is.
Yes, yes.
Do you have a question yet?
Looks like no. So, folks, looks like we got some shy folks. If you have a question, you want to ask some real people about their bank experience, what they did and how they did it, this is your time. Live and direct. You got your opportunity.
Let me know when we have a question. I
Okay.
just want to, I'll take a moment to also say that for those people that have had issues at a bank, and if you've gone in and you've kind of fallen down on your face a little bit by making mistakes, that I too was one of those people, and you can recover from it.
Good. Awesome. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, Wiley, come on, Wiley. Come on, Wiley. And then I see the other first question is from A.E. Williams. Okay, thank you. A.E. Williams, come into the Telegram room and we will recognize you. You can ask your question. Let's get Wiley. I don't know if Wiley was saying I don't think Wiley has a question. He might just be telling someone to ask a question. I don't know. Wiley, if you what?
New
And
where you started and where you
and
I'll let Freddie do that part.
and A.E. Williams, what is your A.E. Williams? If you are you a member of the Telegram room? If so, what's your Telegram name so we know who you are? I may not recognize you. Okay. All right. Okay. A.E. Williams, what is your Telegram name in the room? What is your Telegram name? Your Telegram handle. So that we... Okay, there we go. Wiley. Okay, are you able to unmute?
Hey, Freedom.
There he is. How you doing, good man?
Good. Hey, sorry I've been playing telephone tag with you last week.
Yeah, that's
we'll
all good.
get together and do that call for the folks.
Okay.
We'll sync up on that.
Cool. I know you're busy. No worries.
So if I can, and Alice, let me ask you, because we got a lot of new people to this, and I know where you started in this. What would you tell somebody seeing us new for the first time, seeing those first steps? What would you tell them from your experience of where you started to where you are today and what that means.
Can you hear me, Wiley?
Yeah, go ahead, Oz.
I'm so sorry I got cut off. So if you're brand new to Goldilocks and Freedom Fighter, that's a different seat that you're sitting in as to whether you would have come from the other side of the tracks if you've been learning from elsewhere. But the whole bottom line, and from my perspective, would be start completely fresh, clear your mind. Just completely clear your mind of anything you've learned at all. Be patient with yourself. Follow the steps. Follow the 8 steps that are given. Hold your head up high, put your shoulders back, and do not over question or over speak when you go in to talk to a financial advisor or a wealth manager. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, and if you prompt them properly, then they love talking to you to tell you what their protocol is, what they have to offer for you, what their how they can benefit you, how they can help you, how they can make your money grow. So if you have the right questions, you just deliver the question, let them speak, and gather the information. You don't even have to understand all of it right away, but the more you learn, the more you study, and the more you apply yourself. There's a lot of application. I've looked up words over and over again, definitions over and over again. Just apply yourself, be patient, don't overspeak when you go in to talk to someone. And if you're not comfortable with them, if you don't feel like you're going to be able to build a relationship with them, do not waste your time and move on to the next one.
Real quick, someone's saying they can't hear you. Is if you can hear us, no sound. If you can, do we have sound? Just type yes or fire something to make sure, because I thought we did.
And I do have my phone pretty close to my face.
Okay. All right. I think that might just be a few people.
Follow up with that. Can I follow up on that with her, Freedom?
Of course, absolutely. Please do, sir.
Now, for the people listening, the people that will listen to the replay, you not only have a financial institution, a fiduciary that will help you exchange your currency, but is also going to help you secure wealth and treasury on the backside of this, yes or no?
Yes.
So,
Awesome.
Yes, and that was part of. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead. I'm just saying, you build it once, you set it once, and you reap it forever.
Yes, and that was part of. I was trying not to elaborate, but since you've asked, the conversation, the conversation that I had with my private wealth manager, the firm, is when I was talking about hitting the bullet points the other day. It is the structure. It's the structure that we've learned to secure our wealth and secure our. I always refer to it as our safety. Because what we're going to do is set everything up first through the trust, through the holding companies, and then establish down from there with the LLCs before we start to put things in it, so that our names are not attached and we're secure and safe and
Smart.
Private.
Smart.
Private, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we discussed all of that.
Advisor?
I'm sorry, Wiley?
Are you sure you ain't a financial advisor?
do you guys remember when I was the redheaded stepchild?
Oh.
Thought I was not gonna make it.
Woo!
Oh, girl.
How can we forget?
We were taking bets on the side whether you were going to get your feet underneath you.
No.
I bet you were. I bet you were. And even in the middle, so Wiley, back to your very first initial question, from the time that I started until where we are now, it is unbelievable leaps and bounds.
You're night and day. I mean, from
night and day.
I mean, you're like a total different person. Yes. Yes.
Her handlership, the way she speaks.
Her confidence, her delivery. Yeah. That's
Well, I've always had a certain amount of confidence in my general life anyway. I've always done public speaking and things like that, but not in the financial world.
Mm-hmm.
It scared me to death. So once I just built that confidence up, everything that we would read from Goldilocks, and I would apply myself really hard. Like I've become a super good student,
Mm-hmm.
and I would read, and then Freedom would give us the daily podcast. We would do the Saturday Night Lives.
Mm-hmm.
All of Wiley's notes. I printed everything out,
Mm-hmm.
and just read. And the more you do it, the more you absorb. And I still feel like I have a very long way to go,
Mm-hmm.
but I do feel like it is absolute leaps and bounds from where I started. It's a whole. I'm a whole nother person.
You are. Yeah, I'll recognize you.
Yeah, yeah.
Once you started speaking their language, not this
Mm.
internet investment stuff, not all that stuff you hear everywhere.
Right.
You dropped all that.
Right.
You went and spoke to them in terms and language they understood.
Mm-hmm.
They heard you succinctly and clearly on where you wanted to go
Mm-hmm.
and what you wanted to do. That is what made the difference.
Right.
Massive,
That's
massive
right.
difference.
That's
and
right.
and if I got stumbled on something, I would even say, like to my private wealth manager, when I first started communicating with him on the phone, and I had all these notes in front of me, and of course he doesn't know, and I would even say to him, I am so sorry that I'm speaking a little bit slow, because normally I speak pretty quick, pretty fast. I'm a fast speaker, but I would say, I'm just trying to process my thoughts before I ask you this question. I would buy myself the time to be able to think and find the note, because he didn't know the difference. And if I explained it to him, he was patient with me. And I told him, I said, this is all new to me. I'm trying to learn. But I do have a list of questions. And he was wonderful with me. So I think
All
being a little
this,
bit
you're
honest with
doing
them is
great.
good too.
You,
Yeah.
you found a new dance partner, and now you're dancing the same tune and the same music, and you're in rhythm. Before,
Well,
when you're
thank you,
not,
Wiley.
so many people
Thank
struggle with that.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's been, I said the other day to some friends, I said the educational part of all of this, the learning curve and knowing where we can go and what we can accomplish, honestly, today is almost equally as important to me as down the road when we can exchange. It is all of this preliminary education and work that is going to set us on the path for success. And that's it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Hey,
That's it. Hmm.
go ahead, Wiley.
No, I was going to tell you, Freedom, I'll go ahead and tune out now, but I just wanted to ask her that because I know we
Okay,
had a lot of
awesome.
people last week that were kind of asking that question.
Oh,
About it.
awesome, awesome. I'm glad.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you.
Thank you, Wiley.
Yes.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
Alice.
Thanks,
God bless.
Wiley. Yep. All right. A man, a few words. One of our amazing founders. Thank you for supporting the channel, trying to get the word out to help as many people as possible through super chat. We appreciate you. And the person that had a question. I don't know if you are in the Telegram room now. Raise your hand, and so that we can acknowledge, so you can ask your question to Alice and her hubby. If you know how to raise your hand, raise your hand. You had a question. For the person that had a question, if you're now in the Telegram room, we can bring you on to ask your question to this wonderful couple who already has their bank relationship and set and ready for the RV with their people. Okay. Does anyone? Okay, I guess that person may not have come in. Okay, anyone that is in the Telegram.
I see people jumping in there.
Yeah, and I only one. Oh, okay, there we go. All right, I guess this is
Noel?
Noel. Okay, Noel, you can unmute. You're low. Can you speak up a little bit? You're still
Yeah,
very.
he's got to bring the phone close.
you-
Bring the phone close to your face.
Put your phone in your mouth. No, I'm just kidding. But
You almost have to.
you're right. Okay, you're sounding a little better now. You sound a little. Okay. And whatever your question is, I'll repeat it so everyone can know what it is.
Yeah, yeah, go right ahead. So I'm going to start by saying, when they actually have valid the currencies, are they going to change the denomination ones, or is I'm just going to be able to go to a bank and just get the rate?
Okay, I'm going to answer that question, and then are you the person that wanted the question from the chat?
Yeah,
No.
it's 777.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
okay, all right. So to answer your question, there will be. You're asking about a redenomination. Are you speaking of all currencies, or are you speaking about one specific? Let me make sure before I.
It's a generic question, so it's like all currencies like Iraqi dinars
N-
and
to answer your question, no. There's not going to be like there's not going to. You're asking if. Are you asking if there's going to be a massive redenomination where all countries are going to redenominate their currencies? Is that what you're asking?
yes, that's correct.
No, there's no proof or evidence of that, not whatsoever.
Wow. Okay, so it's like if I walk in with a $25,000 the Iraqi dinar.
Okay, so now I answered that question. Then I said I was going to answer another question. What was your question to this couple about banking relationships?
Okay, so what I really should have asked, I could go to any bank and
Okay, what was your question about banking relationships? That's what I wanted to specifically for the question to be about to these folks who given their time to help with banking relationships. Do you have a question about that? If not, then I'm gonna go to the next person because I was very specific about bringing about these folks giving their time to make themselves available and for someone to ask a question.
let me try this one more time. Maybe my fit in the category. So if I walk into a bank and ask for like a wealth manager, is that good enough?
You're going to need some coaching. What I would encourage you to do in the Telegram room, in the search bar, type 8 steps. And there are 8 specific steps that will literally, my friend, walk you through what to do and how to do it, where you can end up just like this beautiful couple here and hundreds of others, where you will be totally and completely set. And just like in the beginning, I don't know if you heard Alice mention about sort of reprogram yourself and kind of forget a lot of the things that you heard before. I know that's kind of hard to say, harsh, but it's reality. I want to encourage you, my friend, to put aside a lot of what you've heard. And I'm not saying dismiss everything. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I would encourage you to get into the room and just hit the search bar and to get to 8 steps. And that'll be your starting point.
Freedom, may I?
No, I want to keep this short. So not with this.
Okay, okay,
Okay, young man?
okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, no problem. All right. Yeah, I don't want to belabor that. I know you'll jump in there and help him all the way, but he needs some more. He needs to get in there. All right, H, the beautiful brunette grand. Thank you so much for supporting the channel as well and helping to get the word out. You're so awesome for supporting Super Chat. We thank you so much. H Mac. All right, folks, make sure your question is to this couple that agreed that they will come on and share their experience and ask them about getting help for banking relationships. All right? H Mac, you can unmute.
Hey, Freedom.
Howdy. Are you the one from Telegram? I mean, I'm
yes,
sorry, from the Super Chat. Okay.
yes, I'm the one that sent that question
Okay.
about her relationship.
Go ahead. Go ahead and ask
yeah, so
go ahead and ask your question
my-
direct.
My question was, so you mentioned your accounts, you mentioned your trust, you mentioned your LLCs, I think, and it seems to me that these things have, based on the relationship you had with your wealth manager, at least for 2 years, these things have been set up for that long or more. Am I correct in assuming that?
That is not our case. So some members have accomplished those particular feats. My husband and I have not. And it's because of the way that our particular firm is choosing to usher us in. So, as I stated, they know what we have because we took a year and a half to build the relationship before, long before we would discuss it with them. I probably had a working relationship with him for a year before I told him what we had. I just had told him that we had investments and that we were going to be liquid in the future, and that I was not sure when that was going to be, but it was going to be significant. And I was trying to be a wise steward and gather all of the information that I could prior to, because I did not want to become a statistic. I did not want to be the classic lottery winner. And he would work with me. And we finally built a relationship up enough, and it was everything from talking about summer vacations to kids in school, all sorts of things, to a comfort level to where I felt like I could. And then when I did, he took it in stride and eventually sent me email. I think I received two emails at this point where he started to follow the currency rates, and he would kind of let me know. Then what I started to do was send him information of factual happenings that are going on in these particular countries, and as well as um, entities, international entities, and things going on here in the US. So he knows that I've been educating myself this entire time. So I still continued to build a relationship, but I would do it through email. And basically, he just knows that I'm on top of what's going on. And my firm told me that they would bring us in, my husband and I bring us in and set us up and get our contract signed and work with the attorneys and get our trust and all that good stuff up and running. About, he said about 30 to 60 days. I'm banking on about 30 before we become liquid. So they did not want a bunch of people on their books with no monies available. They wanted to wait until the time became more apparent before they would bring us in and go through that whole process and waste their time and money. So that's where we are.
Okay, so
Does that make
but
sense to
it
you?
it makes perfect sense. But this one question begs to be asked: since no one knows the date, how do we have a reference point to the 30 or 60 days?
They know.
So okay, so I agree with you. I think they know. So they will call you. Is that
Yes.
the agreement? Okay,
Yes.
okay,
And just, I mean, this is a little side note, and I know Freedom doesn't want us to linger too long, but just so you know, they're not the only firm. They are my firm. They're where my
yes,
husband and I are happy, but we had reached out to other firms too. I still get phone calls from them as well.
okay,
I'm just not going to go with them, but I still do communicate with them because I like having an ace in my back pocket.
yeah, okay, great. This was very helpful. Thank you so much.
And HMAC,
You're very welcome.
HMAC,
Yes,
just
sir.
just so you know, and I'm glad Alice mentioned this earlier, is that about her situation. Everyone's situation can be different. There are some members like Alice and her husband where they don't have, trust in accounts set up and contracts yet because that's the way the firm preferred it. There's some those that were the firm were fine and they've done it. So just like Alice said earlier, try not to compare yourself, but also do what Alice did, and we encourage others, is to have reach out to multiple wealth managers. But I'm gonna tell you where you need to start is the 8 steps, my friend. Just start there.
And do not waver from them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do the
we've been listening to you, Freedom, for how long? My wife and I for about a year and a half. So we
Okay.
have spoken to. We've done the 8 steps. We've spoken to maybe 4 wealth
Okay.
firms, and we are in a similar position to others.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So
If I may, real quick, I'll try to make this snappy, Freedom.
Go ahead.
HVAC. This is what I did because I call it the other side of the tracks. I was learning from other people first before I was so blessed to be able to come over and find these guys that taught us factual information. Okay. So
yes,
what I had to do, I had so much information in my head, and you have this, or at least I shouldn't say you, I had this, a lot of us had this desire to accomplish it really fast and to get these answers out of these private wealth managers or financial advisors. Forget all of that, all of it. I literally pretended when I went in to talk to them that I was getting a inheritance from elsewhere. I forgot all about Dinar. I forgot all about other currencies. I forgot about all of that. I literally pretended when I went in there to talk to them that I knew nothing about that information and I was going in there for an entirely other purpose, for investments that were going to become liquid down the road. That's it.
Right.
Because if you go in with these expectations of such this unique, once in a time, lifetime event, you're going to have expectations for that. You have to build that relationship up first before you can step through that door. Does that help
Right.
you?
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
Okay.
Excellent.
Very
Excellent.
good.
Excellent. That's
Thanks
amazing.
very much.
You're welcome.
You're very
Yeah.
welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Alice and Sam, for giving your time to take questions, and thank you all for thank HMAC, thank you for the question, even for I forget who it was, the other person, your questions were, it was not the initial question we're looking for, but thank you as well. We thank everyone. And Noel, that was it, Noel. And so, beautiful folks, we don't want to hold you all too long. We know it's been long, but I hope that if this call has been helpful to any one of you, type into the chat your like, your love, your hearts, your fire emojis, your heart emojis, whatever you want. Let it be known that this has brought value to you. And I promise you also, next week, Goldilocks is bringing some more amazing nuggets and the daily podcast that we're going to bring to you every day. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn your notifications on. Make sure you get onto the new website, GoldilocksGlobalBankingNews.com. Get in there.
So exciting.
Yeah, I love it. Y'all names are
It's so
there.
exciting.
Make sure you subscribe to the email so that you get any sort of communication when this happens. You don't miss your opportunity to get notified. Goldilocks will know literally within hours, and Goldilocks has told me that several times. All right, and this is it, folks. We appreciate you all. I'm gonna turn some music on. I know our chat. We'd like to get in there and wind down a little bit. We're gonna leave the chat open for about a good 2-3 minutes while we wind down. Everyone have a good night. We love you. We appreciate you all. Everyone take care. Ciao.
Good night, everybody. Thank
Good
you.
night. All right. Everyone have a great night. Oh, okay. One second. All right, all right. Ooh. Hmm. You all are so amazing. Oh. guys can't hear the music. Oh man, that's the best part. Let me see if I can fix the music. All right. All right. Wow, the music. Y'all can't hear the music. Oh, that sucks. Let me try something else. WTO. Receipts, yes indeed, are one of our amazing founders, Lady Unica. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. What's up, Spark Plug? Good to see you, my good man. Another one of our amazing founders. Oh, you're welcome, Jai. Another one of our founders, Jai. Oh, it was low. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sniper. Play Float On. I need to get Float On. Yeah, you're right. All right. Good night, Quantina Keller. Good night to you as well. Awesome, Kimberly from North Carolina. I'm glad that the receipts from the 2024 helped to turn a light bulb on for you. We always bring the facts with the receipts from the actual sources. Goldilocks has always provided the sources, the receipts from the actual sources. That is another reason why so many of our people are prepared with the banks, proper mindset. Awesome. Thank you, Spirit. Is that our Spirit? B Spirit? Is that our Spirit? One of our founding members' Spirit? I'm glad you love the music. All right. All right. You're welcome, Michael. Make sure you all are subscribed to the YouTube channel here. Turn your notifications on. All right. All right, Spirit. And make sure, folks, that you get your daily updates, the daily podcast we bring to you. They're usually between 10 to 15 minutes of daily updates with receipts from Goldilocks. All right, folks. As the music winds down, we just want to send you off all on your way. Have a beautiful night. Make sure you subscribe to the daily podcast, and we'll see you next time. Everyone have a good night. Ciao.